Why did that sound like Gone with the Wind? Hey everybody, my name is Tanya, and if you haven't been to my channel before, I am a crystal whisperer, a light code activator, and a channeler of spirit. And today it is time for Starseed Chat, so grab yourself your favorite beverage, get yourself a comfy sweater or blanket, curl up, feel good, and let's chat about discernment. So gonna be bloopers on this video. Well, hello, I'm so glad you joined me today. I wanted to chat with you about something that I think is really important to a lot of us right now, and that is this whole concept of discernment. Ultimately, what I'm talking about today is learning to trust that inner knowing in your heart, in your beingness, your intuition, trusting your gut, about the things that you experience, that you choose, that you wish to believe is truth, and those that you don't. And understanding that whichever way that you choose is okay, and learning to trust that process. So that's really what today is all about. Plus, if you've got any other comments or anything that you have as a question you'd like to ask, please feel free to pop it in below. I always love to answer questions, and I think it is a really great way for us all to connect as a community. And that's what this channel is all about. It is hanging out together, sharing our experiences as starseeds and light workers, as way showers, change makers, empaths, sensitive souls, whatever you want to call yourself, it doesn't matter. But know that there are others here like you that have similar beliefs and who are here to share their experience. Ultimately today, I really wanted to talk about discernment and what that means to me, and maybe you'll find that that is something that is helpful for you. Especially right now, because we're going into a period, or in a period of time, that a lot of people refer to as the Lionsgate portal. And there's a new moon in that, which means it is, in the eyes of many, a very enhanced time for manifesting and creation. However, there is a lot of content out there as well that is not necessarily what might resonate as true for you. And there's a lot of content out there that is deliberately trying to divert people from following their own path, their own spiritual path, by creating a sense of fear or anxiety or the infamous F.O.M.O. Oh my God, something's happening, I'm gonna miss out. Oh my God, if I don't do it this particular way, it's gonna be wrong and I'm gonna enter another cycle of struggle and frustration and fear. Are you though? Or are you just tapping into the energy of that fear and anxiety and stress? So, discernment, what is that all about? This is really a concept that is putting a name on something that you can do naturally. And as awakened spiritual beings, we are remembering how we are able to interact with our experience on the earth and our experience with ourselves. The concept a lot of people really get confused by. You hear higher vibration, high vibe, 5D, 3D. It's really just a matter of resonance, of shifting energy. It's not so much better or worse. So please feel into that. And if that feels like something that resonates with you, then keep it. If not, let it go. Which brings me right back. That is what discernment is. Discernment is learning to trust your instinct, your heart, your gut, your intuition, and knowing what works for you, that makes you feel good, that gives you that magnetic pull, that makes you go, oh, what is that? What is that little thing? What's that little light? I'm going to go follow that. That's really interesting. That's making me curious, excited, interested. What can I learn? Will it shift something in me? Do you feel the energy that I'm putting out on the camera here? As opposed to something that you see and you go, oh, well, that's interesting. Now, I'm curious about that, but I'm not 100% sure I feel that. So this is more a state of neutrality as an observer. That's interesting. What does that mean? But it's a very different energy from, oh, that's exciting, I gotta go follow it, right? That's being an observer, looking at it, going, interesting, curious. As opposed to seeing yet another piece of information, could be the same content, could be the Lionsgate portal stuff again, and you're like, oh, geez, I better do this, or I'm gonna have consequence, or I better think about this some more. And next thing you know, you are up in your head and you're in that spiral and the energy gets really intense. And I'm going to go into that energy for a sec. If you're super sensitive, then be aware, because I'm just going to project that for a second. So you see this thing and you're like, oh my God, Lionsgate portal, manifesting. I want to change my life. I need to be better. What am I going to do? I got to get into this. I got to be it. I got to buy the program. I got to get on that. Oh my God, if I don't do this, I'm not doing it right. I'm not going to send. I'm not going to be 5D. I'm not going to help people. I've got to get in there. I've got to think about this. Is this the right thing? This guy wants my money. Is that true? Is it not true? I don't know if I should do it. Whoa. See what I'm saying? Now my heart's going digga, 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 digga. I need to have some decaf. Thank you. But do you feel the difference? Do you feel the difference? Ultimately, that's what this is about, is feeling. Getting out of here and going into here. You see? This is what a lifetime of being in your head looks like. I love my wrinkles, by the way, but a lot of anxiety has created that because I have spent a lot of my time in the FOMO, that fear of missing out, or feeling anxious, or feeling super like there's not enough time and I'm not going to get things done, and I've only got so much time on earth and I'm not doing what I'm here to be doing, and I'm not following my path, and am I a starseed that's supposed to be on this ascended guidance journey and teaching? And do you see how that has all gone up into my head? Not grounded, not in my body. I'm not feeling my body at all. I'm all up in my head, in my mind, and thinking and thinking and thinking. Versus, oh, here's this piece of information, this content. That looks cool. Oh my gosh, that's very exciting. That is making me feel kind of tingly, kind of like I want to follow it. Do you see the difference? Do you feel the difference? So that is what discernment is about, is learning to feel what works for you. What is giving you that magnetic pull versus what is making you go, oh, I've got to think about this, or oh, I better do this, I'm anxious, I'm scared, I'm going to miss something. So how do we take this concept now and apply that in our lives as a starseed, or in our lives as a spiritual seeker? Well, I'll give you one of my favorite examples. Now, this is for those of you that do ID as a starseed, of whatever kind or race or vibration that is resonating with you. Now, I'm a channeler. I have been for a very, very long time. I've channeled a variety of different wonderful benevolent spirit, ranging from the ascended masters to the elementals and the nature spirits to the angelic realms and the galactics and many, many others. And it is becoming much more prevalent, much more accepted. There's more people understanding, waking up. It's in the culture. It's on all of the different social media. One of the things that I've seen in the last couple years that gives me some cause to pause is seeing in different groups where people are talking about Starseed Origin. And you're discovering there is all this content that says, oh, I'm really feeling this connection with the stars, galactics. I'm seeing these pictures of star beings or star races. I'm hearing stuff. I'm seeing people channel like me, or listening to these meditations and thinking, wow, that's really cool. That's really resonating with me. That's making me feel something I've not felt before. I'm going to investigate this. And then you start to wonder, well, where am I from? How do I know what I am and where I am? And so you go into these groups and you see this content, and you might find this group, say, called the Pleiadians, and you're like, oh, Pleiadians, that's really cool. That's totally resonating with me. And there is this bulleted list of information. And you're like, oh yeah, that's me. That's me. That's me. That's me. And it's like information that you just feel is totally resonating with you. It describes you to a T. And you ride with that for a little while. And then a few months later, you see something somewhere else or in a different group. And maybe this one says Syrian. It has this bulleted list. And you're like, that's me, that's me, that's me. Now, I want you to take a moment and say to yourself, how do I use my discernment in this situation? Am I going to believe everything that I read the second I believe it, just because someone has published it and it's really resonating with me? Or Am I going to explore a little? Am I going to talk to people? Am I going to read a lot of content? Look at things on different social media platforms? See what is resonating online, but also in my body when I'm out and about in the world? And what works for me? And what might not be necessarily true? Because I want to tell you that there is a lot of really excellent content. There are a lot of really amazing people out there, whether they're doing astronomy, astrology, numerology, doing channeling, working with pendulums, tarot, card reading, whatever. All of this is what are you calling a divination tool, meaning that it's just tapping into that inner consciousness and knowing of you inside and giving you a way to express it. So there's a lot of that content out there, but it might not actually be something that's terribly truthful for you. So when it comes back to the starseed thing, know that a lot of these bulleted lists are really Psychology 101. They are really lists of traits that are very general to particular groups of people. So people that are sensitive are really going to resonate with certain things as opposed to people who are not. So if you are somebody who's identifying as a starseed, you're already sensitive. You have the ability to tap into the collective consciousness, to feel the energy that is going on with the people that are resonating like you. So you already are doing that. So if you see a list that says something like, you feel better when you're alone to recharge your batteries. Yep. You feel better when you're looking at the stars. You feel better when you are in situations where you're talking with people that are listening, that are respecting your choices. You feel sometimes uncomfortable or awkward in large groups, right? So yeah, of course you can check all of this, but somebody that's extroverted and is not, they'll be over here going, nope, nope, nope. Doesn't mean they're not a starseed, and vice versa. So you really need to take some time and figure out if that's something that's going to work for you or not. Is it just a list from a Myers-Briggs personality collection? Because sometimes they are. Is it just a personality list and quiz? Or is it information that is genuinely channeled by people that are connecting with these beings? Because all of us are multidimensional. All of us are living this awesome life here as a spiritual being in our physical body in this particular timeline. But also, we're multidimensional. We might be having an experience in a different vibration, resonance, place at the same time. Think of it like a bunch of papers stacked on each other, right? Each one of them is a different experience, a different universe. You might be in all of them. You might only be in one. But they are happening simultaneously, which leads to many other asides like deja vu or timelines or, you know, this chat could go on for hours. But that's not what I wanted to talk to you about today. Really, it was about learning how to trust your instincts and feel what works for you. So let's talk real world situation. How do we do this? If you're still with me, I love you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I know I can go tangenty, but that's okay. That's because I'm talking to myself on the camera, but I'm actually talking to you. So how do we take this information and use this in our day-to-day? How do we do this as a starseed and a spiritual person? The number one thing to do is learn what feels right to you. How do you feel in the moment where you're like, yeah, that is something I am really excited about? Okay, take a second with me here. Okay, so let's just think of something that makes you super excited, whether that's being creative, drawing, painting, dancing, singing, doing art, moving, whatever it is, right? Something creative that you like to do, or maybe you're a hands-on person, or maybe you like to write, whatever it is. Okay, so there's that thing. Now, tap into your physical body and think to yourself, there's that thing that I really like. Where am I feeling it? So for me right now, I'm feeling it here because I'm laughing and I like that sort of sensation of tightness, excitement in my cheeks. I'm feeling it in my heart. I'm feeling a vibration in my body, like I'm excited, I want to go do something. That for me is the feeling of that magnetic pull of something that I want to follow. And so for me, that is my truth. That is my tell in my physical being that there's something that I want to pursue. That feels good. I like the way that feels. I would like to continue doing that. Now, The opposite, where do you feel when something is BS? If someone's telling you something that's not true. So if I'm looking you in the eye and I'm saying, well, you know, we're sitting here, we're having a little chat, and my coffee mug is bright red. Honestly, I know you think you're seeing white, but it's bright red, right? So I'm totally BSing. Where do you feel that sensation? So somebody is deliberately telling you something that's not true. Where do you feel that in your body? For me, I feel it in my gut, in my stomach. There's a tightness. There's a defensiveness. It's almost like the inner part of me is going, nope, nope, putting a shield up. Nope, don't believe it. Where do you feel that? So once you learn to feel it in your physicality, in your emotions, you can use that as you go forward. As soon as you read something, see something, have an experience with somebody, have a group experience, a shared experience, watch a YouTube video, listen to a teaching, read a book. Where does it resonate with you? Are you feeling it in a positive way for you that makes you go, yeah, I want to pursue it? Or are you sort of shielding and going, I don't know? Or are you going up into your head and being skeptical? Or are you being completely neutral and just going, well, that's interesting. I have no judgment around that. I just want to see what that's about. So that's how you use your discernment to go forward. So to bring all of this jazz back to this point in time with this whole overwhelming bombardment, what I call the spiritual propaganda of don't enjoy the moment because it's not high vibe enough, you're never doing enough, you're not doing it right, you need to be sparkly, you need to be happy, you need to be doing it this way, you've got to follow this person, you got to give me the money to get to this point, you haven't cleared enough negative energy, you don't have the right crystals. That's my professional opinion. Hi, I am college educated and have 3 professional designations, and my opinion is, but it gets down to the core, doesn't it? It gets down to the core of what it really is, and for me, it is not resonating, so I let it go. And that's what this whole thing is all about. That's what this little rant is all about today. Not a rant, it's a teaching. Take it or leave it, however you like it. It is. Do you believe it? Do you not believe it? Do you feel it? Or do you not? Take what works for you as your truth, because it's easy, it's simple, you feel it, and it feels right. For you, that is your truth. Let go of what does not. You might find this video is something you don't resonate with. I'm not offended. That's okay. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. It's using your discernment. So I think this is a really valuable tool. Please know that if you aren't doing things a certain way, you're not doing anything wrong. There is no right or wrong. There is simply the experience that you are having. And your experience is what matters. Not mine, not someone else's, yours. That's all that matters. And that is you being on your path. And that is you being an ascended being. And that is you being a spiritual seeker and a starseed and a way shower and a change maker and a light worker. That is you being you. And thank you for that. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. And I hope you found that helpful. And also, please do share with the others that are watching, because your comments can really make the difference in somebody else's experience if they're feeling too shy. So you are being a way shower just by being you, just by hanging out and doing what you do and the energy that you have, by being that one person in your family that is holding on to what is true for you and being strong and courageous and walking a path that a lot of people don't get, don't like, put down. Doesn't matter what they think. It's not their experience. It's yours. So thank you for that. You are so courageous, and I'm so proud of you. And thank you for being on the earth at this time. All right, my beautiful friend. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I am Tanya. I am a crystal whisperer. I am a light code activator, and I am a channeler of spirit and a teacher. And I'm so glad to be hanging out with you today here for the Starseed Chat. Cheers to you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Dun, 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 dun. I've really gone on a tangent there. I bet you that's backwards. is, isn't it? Zoot zoot, I'll cut that out. Intro, 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 la 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 la, this is actually decaf. Bum, brum. Why did that sound like Gone with the Wind? Tara. Do 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 do.